Westwood Community School District is making a case to voters to approve a multi-million-dollar bond issue in November. Now, the referendum seeks to address new secure doors, expand the wrestling room, as well as improve classroom space. KTIV's RJ Breen explains the push for the bond and why school officials say it's a need for the district.
The board's been working on this for the last 5 years pretty hard.
On November 5th, voters in the Westwood Community School District will be asked to approve an $18.6 million bond to address renovations as well as security. A few items include a renovated wrestling room, science classrooms, and more secure entryways.
Safety is huge for parents and grandparents of any facility that they have their children in, and there's been a lot of feedback from them, a lot of good feedback on the things we do, the processes we go through.
Now, 2 years ago, the Westwood Community School District had an active shooter drill during the summer and then received an audit from the state in the fall. What they found from those results was the entrances behind me needed some improvement, and with this new bond, they hope to rebuild that entire area to move those doorways to right where I'm standing.
We work really hard here to make sure our students feel safe and our staff as well, and this would definitely do the job for the front of the building to secure that up.
Lutt adds the district had a thorough process to make the tax impact as little as possible for voters.
We had to go down what were the big things that needed to be taken care of, and so we pared that down to what it is today, to where we think the community can get on board with the amount of money we're spending.
In Sloan, Iowa, RJ Breen, KTIV News 4.
If voters approve the bond in November, Lutt says it will add an extra $9.34 per month to the property taxes of a home valued at $100,000. If home value is around $250,000, it will add $24.98 per month to the home's property taxes. The term of the bond is 20 years. Well, the bond also requires a supermajority or 60% approval to pass. And of course, we will continue to keep you updated. If you want to read more about this bond issue, we have the information for you right now on our website at ktiv.com.